Fueled by C4, Cellucor, and Extend. Use the code Clydesdale to get 20% off at checkout at c4energy.com. On Clydesdale Media, where we bring you the widest array of content here on our YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notifier so you're the first to know when new episodes are available. What is going on, everyone?
What's up?
Welcome to the President's Suite at the Super 8 Motel in Madison, Wisconsin. We have expanded the crew by one.
Yep.
Two. Yeah, this is now like half roundtable, half Thursday night CrossFit talk.
Yeah.
Brand new show.
Live from Madison.
Live from Madison.
Mm-hmm.
Super excited to talk to you guys tonight. We had a press conference today. We had Masters athletes today. We have a lot to talk about. Injuries. Follow up on the CrossFit Belief story. What do we want to start there?
Sure.
So we had Lauren on today on our IG. Go check that out. It's the full story of what happened with the CrossFit Belief team. She talks about it in detail, other than that she can't stand the sight of blood, so she didn't watch what happened. But they are out, and in fact, this morning their alternate had not even left St. Louis. So even if a last minute change, it would take a huge scramble to get him here. And as she said in the video, he's military, so it's not something like he can get immediate response for. So anyway, wow, Elise is already on fire. So many beautiful people.
But speaking of CrossFit Belief, he posted pictures of pre and post surgery.
I saw that.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's a pretty severe facial injury.
Yes.
Yeah, I know it was plastic surgery to heal the laceration.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Lauren said in the interview. I have not seen that yet. Kenneth wants to know, what do I have to do to get a Clydesdale Media shirt signed by the crew? We can probably make that happen, Kenneth. You've been very good to us.
Yeah.
You've been good to me behind the scenes on a couple other shows. So yeah, we can probably make that happen.
Yeah.
We'll get the whole crew. Teddy, Charlie. The only one I cannot get is Kat because I'm not driving to Delaware.
Fair.
So that's the Belief story. We had Masters start off this morning with the pull event.
Pulling power.
Some rope climbs, some deadlifts, and some sled pulls, and finished with one big old sled push.
Which looked like it wrecked people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I made a reel. Did you see my reel?
Yes, pushing in the sun.
Yeah, and then everybody collapsing at the
Yeah.
end.
In that workout, I noticed the people who started out hot, like the people who were in the lead off of the first pull, did not win.
No. It was, so when we first went out, there was a little bit of cloud cover. It wasn't too bad, but then that cloud cover left and it got mighty hot.
Mm-hmm.
And if you went out too hot on that thing, you paid for it dearly.
Yeah, I would say it wasn't as hot as yesterday, but
The sun on my back, I felt more today. I don't know why.
Well,
But you were up there more than me.
I think it's just getting started. I think it's going to be
supposed to be hot
bad
tomorrow.
the rest
Oh
of
yeah,
the
tomorrow's
week.
gonna be nasty.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing Mother Amy is here because she'll make sure everybody's applying sunscreen.
I will. I packed extra.
I never apply it unless she tells me to.
Yep.
That is, so at least that she'll pay for one of those. That would be awesome. We really need to get some merch out. We will get some merch out after the games. And if you guys want them signed, who am I to say no? So, but we'll see what we can do, Elise.
So, but going back to the Masters, so it started off with the pool, but tell me, I mean, it seemed when we were leaving though, it was definitely cooling down. There was a nice breeze, and then the 5K was happening. How did the 5K go?
Well, we have a couple events to get through real quick.
Okay.
We'll get to the 5K.
Way ahead, Amy.
Amy's a runner. She wants us to get right to the long run.
I am.
So we had the pulling power, and then we had the gymnastics medley in the Coliseum. So got to go inside for one event. That's where one of the major injuries happened today. Friend of the show, Chelsea Nicholas, rebounding on a box jump, tore her Achilles tendon, and went from first place to out of the competition.
Yeah.
But that was a great event. Actually, of the events, I thought that was really well rounded. I thought that was really good. And then they finished up with the 5K. I was at an event tonight, so I don't know the results of the 5K or where people are. But going into that, there was some separation happening even greater than before in 40 to 44-year-old men, in 45 to 49 both. Anything else that you saw?
Separation points wise, like
Yeah.
first, second, third. No, I haven't looked at the leaderboard a whole lot. I believe Adam DeJong won it outright, 35-39, 17-36, with Caden Hogan close behind. He was leading like the whole race. Caden went out hot.
Caden needed it.
Well, that didn't matter. Caden won, of course.
No. I know. I'm saying he had a bad day one.
Yeah.
He needed day, and he had a
Yeah.
good day two.
Yeah.
And so he needed that 5K finish.
Yeah.
Because he won in his age group, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went out hot.
So 17:36, they were booking it, says Kenneth. And Kenneth, this says 5K is long. It's like 3 miles, right? Yes, Kenneth.
3.1.
Run.
Mhm.
We gallop a little bit. We saunter. Run is not really in our forte.
I mean, Sam Dancer got a 19:05.
Jeez. And he's a Clydesdale.
He's a big guy.
He is less of a Clydesdale today than he used to be.
Okay. That's still
But-
booking it.
Still, I watched him deadlift today. He has not lost a lot of strength on that.
He's still crushing it.
He's killing the 35 to 39-year-old division.
He seems to be extremely well rounded at this point. Sam Briggs won in the 40 to 44, 2027,
Mhm.
with Jen Ryan a little bit behind her, 2040. And
that was a mass start, right? So
yeah,
so pretty
About-
tight,
How did Becca Voigt do on
pretty
that?
tight windows.
I didn't hear what she said.
How did
What was that,
Becca
Amy?
Voigt do on that?
I want to say she was like 4th or 5th. I will go right
Okay.
to that. 35-39 women. Lori Clement won 1957. Svetlana 2002. Colette 2020. So only 5 seconds, and then 18 seconds. Pretty close there. Stacy Tovar 5th, 21-12. 40 to 44. Let me go back. It was really tough to keep track of everyone. I mean, there was just a lot of people and so many men coming in, and you're trying to keep track of the women. It was
a flat finish line.
I got some pretty good finish line photos of just mass chaos, like
Yeah.
people laying on the ground, water, towels everywhere, waters everywhere. It just looks
So
like
let me ask you this: last year during the Capitol, they were rushing them away from the finish line. Did they do that for the 5K, or did they just let it pile up?
They kind of like
They only moved him like 10 feet. Becca got third, 21-17.
Okay, nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's actually had a good day too.
4 thirds, a fourth, and an 8th in the lift to start. But other than that, solidly third with
Yeah.
1 fourth. And she's in 4th overall. That bracket is still very tight. Sam Briggs with 440,
Mhm.
Andrea Pinheiro with 430, Jen Ryan tied at 430, Becca 420.
So 20 points from first to fourth.
Yeah, a
Wow.
lot can still happen tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a great division.
Yeah.
Gotta ask how Rudy did.
Rudy, 1 second, was, I saw him out there. He was 4th, 1911. But he's still in first by 90 points.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he was stretching that lead. How did Grub run? I'm just testing Jamie to see how fast she can.
4th,
Ooh,
1933.
1933 for that big dude.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
big. He's big.
That's wow.
So that would still be tight between Chris Anderson and Vlad Lacevich. They're tied at 430.
But Jason's got the big lead.
490.
That's 60. That's pretty big at a 10
He's
person field.
for 2 more events tomorrow. He's probably got it locked up, but between Christopher Anderson and Vlad, and then it drops to 350 for Mike Kern. So they're battling over second in that one.
Awesome.
See where Scott had a much better day. Pulling power third, first in the gymnastic chipper, 7th in the run. But
I kind of expect the knees just are not going to do well on that run.
yeah,
Scott Panchek,
Yeah.
but he had a rough day 1, nice comeback in day 2.
yeah, looks good out there today.
Looked like an athlete.
Yeah, Sam's 490. Gintis is second place 410, and Giannis Papadopoulos is 400. So again, a battle for second and third there. Ryan Wong is sitting at 380. So he's got a shot to podium still.
Love Brian Wong. Really like the reel that you made today of him in the gymnastics medley. Good old school rap music from my era.
I lost my other reel that I did of Ryan Retke in that event, and it was even better. I'm sad. So sorry, Ryan.
Yeah, it's been fun. Like I never thought we'd be a real team, like making reels all day, but with the coverage that is going out there, we want to give you guys at least a look as to what these athletes are doing on the floor.
Exactly.
And it's the quickest way to get something out.
Yeah.
So that was addressed at the press conference.
And you want to talk about that? You asked questions.
So before there were questions, Dawn addressed it ahead of time and said that going into it, you have to make tough decisions. They had to look at, what was most important to pulling off an event like this, and that they made this choice, but it really failed. And I think he was admitting that they did not make the right choice. My follow-up question to this.
Is that what you got from his answer?
I don't think
Is that what you got, Amy? Because that's
No,
not how I.
that's not how I took it. I didn't
Yeah.
I didn't take it that he thought, like, I didn't feel the responsibility in the sense that they thought it was the wrong decision. I think they know that people were disappointed and they
Yeah.
acknowledged that.
For
But
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he just was saying, it sucks, but that's what we not necessarily had to do, but that's what we chose to do, and
Yeah.
I don't feel like he was.
So my follow-up question literally was to give him an out. I really was trying to give him an out for it. and he didn't take it.
Yeah, because I think they stand by their decision. I don't think they. Again, I don't know that they care about Masters.
So I explained this to Amy because we had to go to an event tonight on the way, and it's something you can't do in a press conference. You just don't have the time to set it up the way you want to. Because my question to Don Faul was this a business decision? Or was this, and we haven't even announced this news, it's all over the place, but ESPN will be covering the games tomorrow.
Mhm.
They just signed the deal 1 hour before the press conference. My question was this a business decision, or was it because you didn't have a streaming deal in place prior to today? And he went around the semantics bush with that, saying that whenever there's a business decision, all factors are brought into that. And that was the ESPN deal part of that? Sure, it was a factor, but it wasn't the only factor. He could have easily said, yes, we didn't have a streaming deal. You can't bring in one set of camera operators and all the logistics to do something, and then tell all them to go home and bring in a whole new crew for the next day.
I don't know if I agree with that because, like, CrossFit is going to broadcast themselves.
It's going to be on the CrossFit channel, but it will be broadcast through ESPN.
I think they only have so many blocks of time to.
So everything is on ESPN, ESPN Plus. Some are on the mothership ESPN. Everything will be put on the Games channel for this year. So you have 2 ways to watch it.
But the only people getting the footage is ESPN people? Is that?
So if they have the exclusive deal to carry the CrossFit Games, it's going to have, even on the game site, it's probably going to have the ESPN banner. It's probably going to have the ESPN look and feel. Now, will they hire the same people CrossFit always hires to do this? Probably, because they don't have time to put in a new color guide, a new play-by-play, et cetera, et cetera. And this has been in the works for a long time. And there's no way you can get a TV crew here from a deal done this evening and be up and ready to go tomorrow. Like, they knew it was going to get signed. They just were working out the last few details.
Well, Dave said the final for the Masters would be broadcast
Yes.
on
yes.
CrossFit, not on ESPN.
Right. But it's going to be if you look out there, I bet you the cameras say ESPN on them. Even though it's broadcast on it'll be streamed on the Games channel. You're not going to have 2 sets of people.
Okay. You say
And
something?
that's the way it was done in the past. Before there was an ESPN Plus, it would air on the channel and the ESPN crew, and it still had the same ESPN banners and everything on it.
Mhm.
The production crew is going to be ESPN. Now, back in the day, that was Heber.
Yeah.
So it's easy to mix it up because a person that became very CrossFit known was the producer for ESPN or the director.
Yeah, but at least it does suck for the Masters, but I'm glad that at least the finals will be aired on it.
Yeah. Kenneth is saying, I'm speculating something went down with Noble. Maybe they didn't give money wise what was usually expected. I'm not going to complain about ESPN thing. It's back on ESPN in a way which was what the fans wanted. Sure. I think the ESPN deal is a great deal, especially the way that ESPN is going. They're moving more towards a streaming service just like a lot of the broadcast networks. That is where CrossFit has always resided. I think that is a good thing. It's got a lot of production value behind it. And hopefully they can do things to make it very entertaining and watchable.
Yeah.
But it goes back to the conversations we've had this week. Sponsors coming in late, TV deal coming in late. Like, all this is happening in the 11th hour. My goodness, I hope that that's not a trend, and just like the Matrix 2, like we talked about last. Kind of says, I think ESPN has been mostly streaming for a while, a couple of years at least.
Well, also
Yeah.
today was the opening ceremonies.
It was. I'll turn it over to you guys for that.
I wasn't there.
It was awesome. It was so cool.
So how did it work? Was it just a march around the field and then the flyover?
They announced everybody that, then they announced all the countries and whatnot, and like who was holding the flag, and then they kind of like lined them up by the rig, and then they had a choir sing the national anthem, and then they had the
Yeah.
Don't look at me. She got pictures of it. I got some photos of it.
It was loud.
I
It
didn't
was
see the
loud.
flag. I was like leaving while this was happening, but I saw the flyover. But I was not in the North Park. I didn't watch the ceremony.
I think Teddy realized how America I really am. Because I was like, that's how we do it. Awesome.
Yeah, that
Kinda looked at me.
scared Teddy, and he missed the flyover.
That did happen.
So, yeah, when
But-
you bring on a videographer, the talent and the skill of Mr. Teddy Williams, and we don't have a flyover. So, in the documentary, you'll probably see a clip from Top Gun Maverick, Tom Cruise getting in the jet, and then we'll simulate the flyover.
Top Gun style.
I hope Teddy is watching.
We love Teddy. We love him.
No, he actually grabbed a ton of great content today.
Yeah.
Just missed one thing. And I said to him, you had one job, is to get the Jets.
The Colton Martins.
So a couple questions from Kenneth. Kenneth says ESPN is interested in the sport, which is good, right? Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. I think it's, yeah, if we can get to a place where where ESPN can charge advertisers to be on it, and then they make money, and then CrossFit makes money, that's a good thing. He also asked, how is Jess doing? First games as a photographer, right?
Yeah.
It is. It is. I'll let her answer that question. How's it going?
It is dream come true. That's how it's going. Man, in 2012 when I started CrossFit, I did not think I would be here. So let's just say that. It's been amazing.
What did you say to me? I never want to shoot a wedding again.
Yeah. Yeah. It's different. It's not the same, and it's been an incredible, humbling experience. And yeah.
And Jess is very high energy anyway, and I think she's even at another level this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. And ACR says, aw, and with a teary face. ACR also said one of Teddy's videos made it to Bosman's story, which it did. And that was Teddy walking along with Jason Grubb on the sled push all the way to the finish. So it's like it's almost like a moving camera going down the field with Grubb. Grubb shared it, Bosman shared it.
Yeah.
It started blowing up. So yeah, that was, and so yes. And Kendra says, you've seen one flyover, you've seen them all.
I agree. That's why I wasn't worried about being there.
It's
for
been a
it.
minute for me.
So for Jamie, instead of going to the opening ceremonies, Jamie decided to do not one, not two,
3.
but 3 workouts.
I don't think anyone's surprised, but
3 workouts in 2 hours.
no,
And
it
change.
was 3 hours. 3
Okay.
workouts, 3 hours.
2 of which were hero workouts. So tell the audience what your day was at the Tier House.
Yeah, well, I started here. I went over to the spectator area in the what used to be the Masters Pavilion. It's now like spectator pavilion for fan experience. And Proven was leading a workout. So Shane was there and Taylor's husband,
Nick
Nick,
Johnston.
Yep. And that was like a lift complex and little partner workout. And then I went to Tier House, which Tier House is amazing over at CrossFit
And
Connect.
before she goes on, she actually did get an interview with Shane Orr.
I did. That's
That will come out later tonight.
yes, well, it's worth it to go over
Yeah.
there. Yeah. And then drove over to CrossFit Connect. Tier has like transformed their gym basically. There's an amazing outdoor space. And OUR, CrossFit OUR, Operation Underground Rare, has partnered with Tier. I think it was over a year ago. And they do this thing where they do 12 hours of hero WODs. So they started today at 7 a.m. and we're going till 7 p.m. Every hour was a hero WOD. It just happened to be doing it here this week. That was only happening today. Tomorrow is not like the rest of the week. It's not like that. So I just got super lucky. I went over there.
Super lucky, she said. Super lucky.
Super lucky.
Well, so the workout I did at Proven was air squats, deadlift, power clean, front squat. And then I went over to Tier House and it was chief. So more air squats and power cleans.
My favorite workout of all time is the Chief.
The workout. And then Nate. Followed up with Nate. So the 2 ring muscle ups, 4 handstand push-ups, and 8 kettlebell swings. Yeah. No, I'm good there.
So,
We'll do that
how are
workout.
quads?
They're not good. They're not good, folks. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stand up when I get up. I could barely get down the stairs when we came back. I was like, oh.
That was dumb.
But I will tell you, one thing Amy and Jamie have in common, if they don't get their workouts in, they're almost unbearable to be around. So really good that she went and got that in today. And I'm sure Amy's gonna find, I think her and Charlie have waitlisted on about everything they could for
Yep.
the rest of the week.
You'll probably get in. I was waitlisted on that Proven one and got in, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that happened today. Anything else from the press conference before we move on from that?
People asked about the relocation. And Dave said, that Madison, has been great. We stayed even longer than we anticipated to. But that it's for the sport to grow, which I think is important, that it should change and should move around. And so that led into part of that is that now's the time to do that. But they have not indicated yet where it will be, but did indicate that it will still be in North America.
He had some comments about when looking at venue, like looking at pools or a lake.
So he went back down memory lane
Okay.
and talked about his visit to Madison. I think just giving them their due for what they've done for CrossFit for the last 7 years. That when he first went, they took him on a boat ride around the lakes. He didn't care about the lakes. And then he saw the arena and the lad didn't get it. And then all of a sudden something clicked with like, there's a vendor village here and there's an outdoor thing here and then it clicked and he could see the future of it. But he also said, and I think this is the most important part, is for the sport to grow, it's got to move around. I.e. the Super Bowl is like in a different location every year. But in its current state, it's not scalable to wherever you go, especially if you were going to take it to Europe, where the venues, they don't have venues with multi-purpose stuff around it.
Right.
And so they need to rethink what the games looks like to make it a version that is scalable from place to place. That
Well,
so that has me both excited and worried.
okay, but like the Olympics, I mean, that's all over the world and requires a lot of different places and things.
Yeah, but they build an Olympic, they build
Yeah, they build
exactly what they want, so
Yeah.
it's-
So
they
let's go
make it
use
what
those.
they need to be.
Is what I'm like. Let's go to
Yeah,
those.
it's hard because they're talking in where they're not releasing much information as to what they mean it. So there's just a ton left open for interpretation.
Yeah.
But it is obvious that they are rethinking what the games looks like. And there are rumors, and I was going to talk about this tonight anyway. When I went to, there's a hotel right off of the Coliseum. I went there to do an interview. The buzz going through that hotel was that there will not be masters or teens or adaptives at the games next year.
Right.
That is a rumor that I do not have confirmation at this moment on that story, but those rumors were being talked about by all the athletes in the hotel right off of the venue.
Mhm.
That could be one of the things they're talking about as scalable to move around the country. That if you're just doing elite athletes, maybe elite athletes and teams, maybe that is something that they can move easier around to different places than the full thing.
Well, it'll be cheaper to handle 80 athletes. You could get 2 buses and drive them to a pool, or like, you don't need as big of a space. You don't need, I don't know. Well, you need a big space for the spectators, but
Mhm.
So yeah, I don't know. And again, I am trying to confirm this stuff. I've actually heard this rumor for a while. But I cannot confirm it yet. So my guess is that is a road they're definitely looking at. What else they're looking at to reimagine what the games are, I don't know. But I don't want the age groups thrown out with the bathwater because I've had a blast watching them this week. And when they're separated and in the same week, but they're given their time, it is fun to watch. Because you're not comparing them to everybody else, you're comparing them to them. And it just makes it fun to watch for me.
Mhm.
And I think we've got to figure out a way to highlight that instead of hide that.
I mean, I think the problem is we're the only ones that are getting to see that.
Right, you have to be here to do it because
Yeah.
the stream was down
Right.
to non-existent.
Yeah. So even if people wanted to consume the Masters, they're unable. So
Yeah. Yeah.
you can't even prove to them that, hey, there's an audience for it, because they,
So one thing I'll say is I went to an event tonight. Thank you, Cooper Marsh and Lab Management, for allowing us to come. I was talking to Gabe from Paper Street Coffee. They did as well today in Vendor Village as they did last year on Saturday.
that's awesome.
So that tells you how things are picking up. And there
Yeah.
were only age groups in adaptive scoring today. Now, was North Park full? No, but it's growing over last year. And if the vendors are doing better on these days than they were during the elites last year, something's going in the right direction.
I think it's been pretty busy around there.
I do too. No, it's not like the elite finals,
Right.
you know, but you can't compare it to that.
Yeah.
It's hot out there. People are not going to sit in the sun for 8 straight heats,
Right.
right? They're going to go watch the people they want to watch, and they're going to get out of the sun.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And
Yep.
maybe that means they go to Vendor Village and they're spending their money.
Yeah.
Which makes your vendors happy, which makes your sponsorships go up, which makes everything kind of turn over.
Yeah.
Just don't be short-sighted and throw the baby out with the bathwater. Talk to your vendors, see what they're seeing, because that was eye-opening for me.
Mhm.
So catch up on some of the comments. T. Kane said, just got here, gutted to see Chelsea get injured. No doubt she would have won, especially coming in as a backfill. Well, I picked her to win. The 5K was not going to be good for her. I think she would have admitted that. It really wasn't good for her with the torn Achilles.
No, yeah.
But yeah, and she's really become a friend over this season. And I was gutted myself. Her and the Believe thing have really kind of wrecked my last couple days. But yeah, she is awesome. There's some talk about Olympics. Barry McCockiner has his mind blown or something. Ken says first the occupational games, then this.
Yeah.
Judy Reed says, I've only seen pics and clips from Clydesdale on Masters and Age Group. We're trying our best, Judy. But your guy Brian Wong was out there doing well. We got a reel on Brian Wong, and I think you made the comment again that he still doesn't look Asian.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to speak with him.
He look, and if Amy you weren't here with us, Judy said that he doesn't look Asian as much as she doesn't look like a Reed.
He looks like less of a Wong and she looks like a Reed.
Yeah, something like that was great. It was good. Bruce is asking if my mic's working. You're the first person to say that, Bruce.
Seems like it.
ACR said, Judy, they definitely do the most. Thank you, ACR. And then, hey, Barry from Bruce. All right, so we're caught up on that. Tomorrow is the most hectic day for the Clydesdale crew we have all week. It is elite start.
Yeah.
So Jess, Teddy, Jake are going to be covering the elites. Amy and I are covering the masters and Rudy.
Mhm.
And Jamie gets to do whatever she feels like.
Yay.
Tomorrow. She'll probably do 4 workouts.
I was gonna say, yeah. How many workouts?
Today because I'm going to be all over doing so I'm on my rest day. So I crammed it all in today.
I don't know. We may have to push around in a wheelchair tomorrow, but
Yeah, that's true.
Judy said, haha, no, does not look like a Wong, like I don't look like a Reed. Great memory, Scott. Right, I butchered your line. So that's up for us tomorrow. Was there anything else? We talked about everything.
Yeah.
Amy went dark.
Sorry.
I don't know. Just
Okay.
don't end the broadcast. Don't end the broadcast.
Sorry. Okay.
So Jamie, this is your first games as a media person.
Mm-hmm.
What's that difference been like for you?
It's not much different than being a coach that I did last year. I feel very similarly like length of day, stress, walking around, standing, like feel like it's very similar to how I felt last year. Yeah, you lose the spectator vibe for sure. You can't just sit and watch and enjoy.
Right.
But
Yeah, and because we're trying to get good quality video too. And it's taking up space on phones.
yeah,
So you're trying to get dumps and get deletes
Mhm.
and all of that stuff. And we got to figure out a way to get that faster and better.
yeah.
But every year's a learning experience. Candace says a new workout was released.
The final, a new.
The
Oh, that was
inverted Wachahoozie.
Yeah, that
or
was
something.
yesterday. We knew that.
Yeah,
We talked about that.
the rollover to support
Yeah.
and all that stuff. Yeah.
Mhm.
The final was announced though for the Masters.
Yeah, I looked at it. It was simple. It was barbell ups and
Muscle ups, 30 dumbbell, squat snatch for 14 to 50. And then it's, I think, just dumbbell snatch above and chest to bar for 65 plus.
yeah, it's a simple sprint to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really wish that was like 2 or 3 rounds. In the 35, 39, I think they're gonna do 20. I mean, they're gonna do 20 muscle ups unbroken and hit those squat snatches pretty quick. I think it's gonna be too close of a race. But
Mhm.
I guess
It kind of has an old regional feel. Remember, if the old regionals always finished with like a super sprint.
yeah.
Mm.
And I think I said that. I don't know if I said this on air. I'm underwhelmed with the programming.
Well, we
you
like
told
the
me that.
master's programming
We
better.
like the master programming way better than the elites.
Yeah.
But I'm just underwhelmed with, other than the pig chipper, which I think is awesome. The gymnastics thing I need to see.
Yeah.
It's just a whole list of stuff,
Yeah, I don't.
and I don't know how that's gonna like be.
Yeah. I loved the gymnastics chipper for the age group.
Yeah, just other than the torn Achilles.
Yeah.
Don't rebound your box jumps, folks.
Nope, not worth it.
Nope.
Mhm.
Yeah. So still devastated by that. But yeah, there's been times where then when I watch it play out, it's better than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I want to give it that fair shake. It's just when there were, it's like a kid on Christmas morning. You see a new workout released, you're excited to see what it is, and it's 20 bar muscle ups and 30 squat snatches. And that's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mobility might play a factor in that. Like heavier dumbbell squat snatches aren't necessarily easy. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Kevin says, I think that's what they want to feel, Scott. Then they're going to sprinkle in some last minute magic or something. If you say so, Kenneth. Maybe there will be twists, says Judy Reed.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
The other thing that we've kind of mentioned is we've seen a lot of Dave. Seen a lot of Dave around campus.
I haven't seen
I've not
Boz
seen
yet.
Boz
I
once.
did see Boz at all today. I did see him
Yeah.
yesterday
I
once.
saw him today.
You did? I didn't. You see?
But last year you saw him every
Oh
morning.
yeah.
Mhm.
Everywhere.
Or riding his bike to and fro,
Yeah.
or doing that gazelle run thing that he does.
Yeah. Do we think that may starting tomorrow with the individuals that may be the case?
Maybe. Well, it's just a note in the
Yeah.
noggin right now. So
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Dave.
Mhm.
a lot of Dave. And it's funny because, I've been watching a lot of Week in Review leading up to this. And Dave's been like a little more jovial, a little more pleasant, a little more perky. It was not the Dave we got today.
Yeah, he was a little serious today.
Yeah.
He was a little grumpy.
Grumpy.
He just went straight to the point right away, and I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Kenneth says maybe Boz got his pee-pee slapped. Who knows?
Hmm.
Well, all I'm doing is making the observation. I usually see Boz a bunch.
Yeah.
I personally have not even seen him this week.
Well,
So-
we'll report on it as we do.
I'll get video of him if I see him.
Mhm.
Well, last year we got pictures of him and J-Mac, and he shared them and wanted copies. And so, like, I'd love to get a picture of. I mean, I love Boz.
Yeah.
You know, my start is in the judging world, in volunteer world, and I worked with Boz back then, and I thought he was awesome. And so, I don't want his PP slapped. I want him to just be able to do his thing.
Hmm.
Kenneth, why do you take me down these roads? So with that, that's pretty much the news of the day. I think, did we cover everything?
Oh, we got a shout out.
Nice.
Nice. He shouted me out last night too.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
I just give him a hug every time I see him. I said I'm gonna count the hugs all weekend.
Mhm.
I will tell you, Savan looked beat at the end of the night. I can't believe he went on air.
Yeah,
Like
he looked.
Like he needs a battery charge in
Yeah.
the worst way. And we
Yeah.
haven't even started the elite stuff yet.
I think he's just been his energy level is just like been so high because everybody is just excited to see him and like hugging the crap out of him and just like
Yeah.
being just so excited to see him and just like yeah, I think the energy I felt like that was gonna happen. But yeah, today
And Wi-Fi is that working at its best again? We got a little glitchy going.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, we got to hit the bed so we can get up.
hit the
And
head.
we're at 2 different places tomorrow. Okay, I'm not going there, Kenneth.
Yeah, yep.
What him and Hiller do in the privacy of their own Airbnb is their business. But it's been fun catching up with Hiller this week. I do have to say that.
Yeah.
That's the way.
It's what?
He asked me, he's like, "You're talking about I'm gonna shoot his wedding."
You told me to say you want to do weddings with me.
Maybe he'll
Now we'll do a wedding.
just his wedding, and I'll be done.
Okay.
It's a CrossFit wedding, so it kind of combines and marries those two things.
Yeah.
There it is. Well, with that, it's been a fun week so far, but man, am I tired.
Yeah.
With that, we will let you all go. Have a great night, and we will see you tomorrow with the winners. We will know the winners of the Masters Division. It goes a little bit late tomorrow night, so I'm not sure when we're going to be on the air, but we'll go on at least to give them the pub they need of the winners of the Masters Division. With that, we will see you all tomorrow night on Thursday night, CrossFit Games. Bye, guys.